Hello and welcome to Soul Music Mondays with myself, Steve Harris. Today I have the honour and privilege of interviewing a woman born out of Detroit and well known on the Motown and R&B circuit, a soul and Motown diva, Miss Kim Weston. Hello, Kim.
Hi there. Hello, UK.
Thanks for taking the time out to chat with us today.
Well, it's a pleasure being able to talk to you and my UK family. That's my second home over there.
My first question for you is an easy one. At what age did you begin your professional career?
My professional career?
Yeah.
Start singing now. My professional career started when I went to Motown. I guess that's called professional. And when I was 21. But I started singing in the church at 3.
Uh-huh.
I was 3 years old when I started singing in the church.
How old was that? 21?
I was 21 at Motown.
Yeah.
I was 3 when I started singing in the church.
That is a young age. I'm sure our listeners here in the UK and also in the US would love a quick insight into the history of your varied musical career.
Well, like I say, I started singing at 3 in the church, and I traveled over the country with the church because I was in the choir. I was the only child in the choir. And then when I got older, I started playing piano. Well, I stopped playing the piano when I was young. I was playing the piano and singing, and then I started directing the choir and teaching the choir how to sing. So when I got to by the time I got to Motown, by me starting at 3, by the time I got to Motown, I consider myself a semi-professional.
Tell me, who were your greatest influences in the early age? What made you go into music?
I've always been into music, but of course, basically with the gospel music, the Mahalia Jacksons and the Caravans and David Sisters and Della Reese was singing with the Meditation Singers when I was younger. She was singing with a gospel group here called the Meditation Singers. Ernestine Rutledge and Laura Lee replaced Della Reese. But those are people that I was affiliated with, before I stayed with Motown. But of course, I was inspired by people like Dinah Washington, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Gloria Lynn,
Billie Holiday?
Billie Holiday, Ruth Brown, yes.
I've got a little quick one here for you. Apart from the obvious, your duet with Marvin Gaye, what other artists have you had the pleasure of working or writing with?
Well, Marvin was the first one that I recorded with, and then I recorded with Johnny Nash, and I did an album. I was traveling with Marvin when he was recording with Mary Wells. And so then I worked with Johnny Nash, Billy Eckstein, Harry Belafonte, Flip Wilson. I'm going to ease over here to the piano. Okay,
yeah.
I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. You've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. I just want to thank you, Lord. You brought me just want to thank you, Lord. Made a way. Made a way. You made a way. And I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. Okay.
Right. I'm just going to explain to listeners what happened there. Actually, we're talking to Kim as she's in church, and we are really privileged that we actually were part of her when she actually got up and sang and played the piano. And I think now we're going to go back to the interview. Is that okay with you, Kim?
That's okay. That's okay.
Actually, what a voice. A lovely voice. Beautiful.
Yes.
Does anybody there know that you're actually being interviewed this time while you're at the church?
Yes, I got permission, yes, from the pastor. The pastor saying she's not a singer.
Right. Right, no.
I told her that because originally Greg was telling me 11:50, you know. And he was talking about his time out there in California. He says, "Oh, yeah, your time, Kim." I said, because I was concerned. I just came from a service, 11:30 service.
Yeah.
I said, well, have a 3:00 service too. He said, "Oh Lord."
Well, everything's good. Everything's good.
Yeah, it was good.
Now, I ask this to all of my guests. What are your feelings on today's music industry? Now, you can be as frank or as blunt as you wish, because all my other guests, they've pulled no punches. So what do you think of today's music industry?
What do I think of the music industry?
Today, yes, in comparison to when it was like in the 60s.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I can't compare it because I can't figure out what's going on. I have no idea what the music industry is like. Now, that's what I think about it. I do not know they have literally destroyed the music industry. There is no music industry right now.
I tell you something, Kim, you're not missing nothing because it's gone downhill. And everybody I've spoken to and interviewed over the past couple of weeks has said the same thing. It's not the same music, and basically it's changed completely.
The one thing I do know that everything that goes around comes around. So I think it's time for music to come back. Okay.
Correct. That's what I was leading up to. Yeah, they want to bring back the good music instead of all these remixes and the revamps and the dubbing of this and the dubbing of that.
But that's not music because it's synthetic. You see, music comes from the heart. Music comes from the soul. It does not come from a machine.
That's right. That's true.
That's like saying that a robot has soul. Robots don't have that's mechanical. You know.
I totally agree, Kim.
Communicating with God, and the music comes from God. When the music comes from God, it comes through the body. The body is the vehicle, and we're supposed to give that to the people. We're supposed to be the instruments. You know, not no mechanical thing. Those wires can't feel. They cannot feel. You know, so for them to be comparing the synthetic stuff to what? I don't care what they play. The piano will not beat Ella Fitzgerald's scatting. You know, so, I don't know any other artists, and I don't like that. But so many of them sound so similar. I don't know who's who.
That's true. Well, thanks for that insight, because a lot of people that I've interviewed actually agree with you. The music's from the soul. It's written with the heart and nothing else. Here's a good question for you. What was it like when you appeared on the Cosby Show back in March of 1971, I think it was? Have you any memories or stories that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. I had moved to California. Actually, I moved to California in '67, and all that time I had been trying to get some film. And I was speaking with Jesse Jackson, and I told him, I said, everywhere I go for an interview, they ask me, do I have some film or some video or something? I said, well, I was expecting to get it from you all, the people out, the agents out in California. And so I couldn't get any work because I didn't have any film. At least that's what they were using as an excuse. And so I was talking with Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and he said, well, let me speak to Bill Cosby. And when he spoke to Bill Cosby, in about 3 days, I got a call from the Bill Cosby Show for me to come and to do that segment. And unfortunately, when the show aired, they were so pleased until they wanted me to be a regular. But unfortunately, I had just left my husband, and when they contacted him, he wouldn't tell them where I was. So,
right.
I guess I made him move too soon that time. But it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure doing that with Bill, and let the people know that I could act like I said I could, But by that time, I was on my way back to Detroit.
So, what advice would you give any young artists that are trying to get into the music business today?
Well, I'm going to tell you, as I was telling you earlier, this business is so different. Until I really don't know about the business itself, but I can say as an artist, as a performer, that you need to have your craft where you can handle it, where you know what you're doing, and make sure that it's proper. You know what I'm saying? But to do that, then you're ahead of the game right there.
How about your time that was spent with Ian Levine at Motor City Records in the UK? Now, that was a different type of music you were playing, wasn't it?
Well, not really, because this is a good story for you, though, because I met Ian when he was 14 years old.
Yeah, I know that.
Mickey Stevenson, my ex-husband, he met him on a plane, and I don't know how in the world Mickey ended up bringing this little white boy to my studio.
Little white boy, I love that.
Little white boy from England at that. But he brought him to the studio. When he brought him to the studio, I had just finished dubbing in, and I was getting ready to go shopping. And Mickey left him there with me, so I had to take him shopping with me. I had Ian all day long when he was around 14 years old, and I didn't see or hear from him again until Peter Sellers. Not Peter Sellers. Henry Sellers. Henry Sellers, that used to be a promoter there. A big promoter called me and told me, he said, I thought he was calling me about a job. He's calling me about Ian. So I said, well, maybe if I go over there, I'll get a job with him. But I went over there, and he was telling me about Ian and the fact that Ian was definitely impressed by the Motown music. He was so impressed until when he came back from the trip in California, and he was with me. He went back and he got all the Motown music that he could gather. So when I went to see him and I saw that he was really serious, I said, okay, I'll give a little boy a chance. And I gave him some suggestions that he did not follow, and I think that was the problem because, excuse me, by me being the first Motown artist that he recorded, I suggested that he only get 5 or 6 artists, promote them, and go get 5 or 6 more. And I feel he got caught up with the signing of the artist, so consequently, he signed the artist, he recorded the artist, but he was doing so much he wasn't able to promote any artist in particular, and I think that created a problem. Created a problem for me, but first of all, because he didn't listen. I understand that he's been ill, and I took my regards to him to several people. I do it personally, but I'm not online to the point where I can do all of that, But I understand that he's doing better, and I'm glad of that. And I want him to know that I was praying for him,
Well, actually, I was talking to. When was that time you spoke to Ian?
Oh, let me see. I did a 6-week tour in Europe right after I had an accident. Well, not right after, but after I had recuperated. I wanted to see if I was able to really pull that, if I had the strength to do that. And I was able to do it because it was actually the best tour that I've had in my career, where I was the only artist, and every event was sold out except for 2, so I was truly impressed with that,
Yeah.
And that was the last time I saw, and I can't even remember what year that was.
Well, either one for you. I was talking to Ian last week. Only last week I spoke to Ian, okay? And I said that I was be interviewing you, this week. And I said, have you got a message for Kim? And this is what he said. He sends all his love to you.
Yes.
He does. He loves you a bit.
Yes, I love him too. He's just like a little hard-headed son. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The little white boy took over to Detroit.
The little white boy that I had to take shopping with me,
Right. Easy one for you. Do you have a Facebook or a website where our listeners or your fans can get in touch with you?
Okay, there is a Facebook page that is run by Eric Hubbard. And unfortunately, I'm not where they can get directly to me, but I'm working on it. Okay? I'm doing much better because I've been trying to throw my laptop out into the middle of the street and watch the cars roll over.
Yeah, no, don't need that. There you go.
Okay, but I'm working on it, and I promise me, and I promise the fans too, that within a month, Lord willing, they'll be able to reach me. Okay, but in the meantime, they can get to Eric if they don't mind. I am working on some other things. So I had a youth program for 17 years with the city of Detroit, and that's
sorry.
I had a youth program.
Oh yeah.
Performing. That was sponsored by the city of Detroit, Mayor Young and the city of Detroit. And I'm so proud. This is probably my greatest accomplishment, that youth program, because I told the kids what I felt God was saying to me to tell them. And now they're coming back to me, telling me what I told them that God told me to tell them. And it basically was that if they learn to give respect, they would receive respect, And if they use respect for the main theme in life, they would go much farther, because many things, you're going to meet a lot of people that you don't like. But regardless, if you give them the respect that they deserve, you'll get the respect in return. And I'm so proud because, and also I told them that being good is not good enough, that they got to be better than good in order for them to succeed above others. And so I have young people that are now with Lady Gaga, with Beyonce, with Nelly, with Usher, with Stevie Wonder, all the Motown acts, the Temptations and the Spinners and the Contours. They have used young people from the program as musical directors and main musicians, and I'm very proud of that.
You should be. That's an amazing repertoire. That amazing. Finally, is there anything at all that you'd like to add before we close the interview?
I'd like to thank Eric for getting Greg to interview me, for setting it up, and I'd like to thank you and Steve for your patience.
I know.
I'd like to thank your listeners for allowing me this time in their lives. Okay.
Well, it's been a pleasure and a privilege to chat with you, Kim. Honestly, it has. I'm really privileged. Thank you for taking the time out.
I hope that I hope this is the next time that I come. Are you all in London? Where are you all located?
We're based in Newcastle, but we broadcast worldwide.
Yeah, I've been to Newcastle. You know. Okay. Well, I'll get a chance to see you and Steve. Okay.
You do that, yeah. You and Paul. Me and Paul. Paul's a techie guy. I'm interviewing.
Listen, can you all get me a copy of that?
We certainly will. Yeah, we'll do that for you. Okay, Kim. Thank you, my darling. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.